Make the ground shake.
Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Gummy, and today we are back for another tutorial. This time kind of changing up a bit. Today we are doing a Fortnite creative video, and we are building a statue, house, build, whatever you want to call it, of the Cuddle Team Leader skin. So, if you do enjoy this, again, a like is very much appreciated. If you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing to the channel with notifications on, and also follow me on Twitter at Gummmyyy. I tweet out every time I upload. A few things I want to say, kind of before the video starts, is this is my first time recording a proper tutorial on Fortnite Creative Mode. There are a few things that make recording videos a bit of a pain, such as the day/night cycle, and also the fact that the blocks take a bit longer to place. So in terms of that, I've made quite a few cuts in the video, so the video might seem a bit jumpy, but I've tried to make it as quick as possible, as well as also making it as accessible, with only making sure that it's light and not really building in the dark. So again, I want to hear your feedback down below. Without further ado, let's get straight into the tutorial. Just before the video starts, again, as a quick little plug, if you do enjoy my content and want to support my channel, then please consider, if you're playing Fortnite, using the Support a Creator feature. So if you go to the item store in the bottom right corner, you've got the Support a Creator button. If you enter the code GUMMMYYY, so Gummy, but 3 M's and 3 Y's, you'll be helping me, supporting me directly through purchasing stuff in-game. So that could be skins, emotes, gliders, battle pass, anything you buy in-game. It doesn't cost you anything more, and it sends me a few pennies for every purchase you make. So again, thank you, and let's get straight into the video. Okay, so let's get straight into the tutorial. First off, what we're going to start off by doing is listing off the different types of blocks you're actually going to need to build this statue. So of course I'm going to be using all the different coloured blocks from the prefab in the game. You can find this by going onto the prefab menu, scrolling down, and you'll find this one that has the colours. It also has the metallic kind of shiny reflective colours and the lights. I'm not going to be using any of them, just the core matte colours as you can see in front of us. So what I'm going to do is point to this section here. This is 8 different colours, and this is all the colours we're going to be using in this video. So starting from left to right, we have got white, light grey, grey, black, dark grey, pink, magenta, and purple. That's the names I'm going to give them, and I'll put an image on screen potentially showing you which ones are which in this colour scheme, or alternatively I can just point out that it's this row of 4, it's the bottom block on the 3rd row, and then the first 3 on this 4th row. So yeah, that's pretty simple. One thing that's also really important to consider is throughout this tutorial you want to be copying, not cutting. So you want to be using the right click or right trigger rather than the alternative. You also want to make sure that drops are off, because otherwise it's just going to like drop onto the floor. You don't want that, so you want to make sure drops are off, and you also want to make sure that grid snap is on 4. Now the reason that's important is because otherwise the blocks will merge. You want it so that if you place them, they go side by side easily, like so. So again, that's all the presets we kind of need to talk about, and then we're going to get straight into actually building. So we're going to start off by finding a nice empty space. I'm going to build mine right over there, and we're going to start off by grabbing ourselves our white blocks. For the first layer, and this is again important because the statue itself, or should I say the legs, which is the first thing we're working on in the statue, is going to be 14 tall and 8 blocks wide. So we're going to start off our first layer by placing 8 white blocks. What you want to make sure is you don't do what I just did there, which is slightly off place one of them, because it will kind of mess up your whole line. So as you can see, that is our first row, and once again that is 8 white. For our second, third and fourth layer, we're going to grab our magenta blocks, and the beauty of this is it does get easier as we build on, because of course the blocks will all be in the build, so we won't have to keep on going back to our colour palette. So first again, second, third and fourth layer, 1 layer of white, 3 layers of magenta. For the next 9 layers, we are going to be placing, once I've finished placing these magenta, there we go. For the next 9 layers, we're going to be placing pink, as I mentioned in the intro, what I'm going to do for all these big sections is I'm going to speed up the video because I don't want you guys, I guess, falling asleep on me as I place 9 continuous rows of blocks. So again, I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to place all the blocks. Okay, so as you can see, again, that is 9 layers of pink blocks. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that is now 13 layers tall. For the final layer of this build, or the final layer of this section of the build, should I say, we're going to place 2 pink. We're then going to grab ourselves our white. We're going to place 4 blocks of white, and then we're going to place 2 blocks of pink. So once you've done that, that is 14 tall, and again I'll have to stand at a kind of side angle because unfortunately we don't have first person mode, but you can see there that is 14 tall, and that once again consists of 1 layer of white, 3 layers of magenta, 9 layers of pink, and then 1 layer of pink and white. So if you want to pause, feel free to do so, feel free to copy that into your world, and now what we're going to do is start adding some of the 3D effects, which is for kind of like the shin pads and also the straps around the legs. So we're going to start off at the very bottom, in the bottom left corner. We're going to grab ourselves a white block, and we're going to, in front of the existing layer, leave 1 block gap, and we're going to place 2 white, leave a 2 block gap, and place 2 white. So it should start off looking something like this. Now, above this first section, we're going to place a 2x2 of magenta. On the right side, we're going to place a 2x2 of light grey. So again, above the white platform, we're going to place a 2x2 of light grey. From here, we're going to start branching out in different directions. So on the left side and the right side, we're going to place a dark grey. So again, to the left and to the right of the grey, or should I say the light grey, we're going to place a dark grey. Now above the light grey, we're going to grab 2 normal grey. So we're going to place 1, 2. And then either side of that, to the left and to right, we're going to place a light grey. So again, left and right, and that is your light grey. Moving on up now, we're going to start working on the right side. So we're going to grab ourselves a light grey. We're going to leave a 1, 2 block gap. So on the third block, directly above this light grey on the right side, we are going to place, whoops, not there, there. And let me get rid of that. Try not to do what I did there and overlap the blocks because it does cause a few issues. So you can see here, between that light grey, there's a 2 block gap, and then there's 1 light grey right there. From here, we're going to go 1, 2 to the right, and then to the right of that, we're going to place a grey block. So it ends up looking something like this. Now, above this, we are going to place, starting from left to right, 3 grey, 1 dark grey, and then above that, we're going to place 3 light grey, and then 1 grey. So it gives you this 4 wide by 3 tall area. Now in the middle pillar, this one with the normal grey, we're going to extend it 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left using our dark grey, and that will extend over to the left side of the leg, and that is the second 3D effect complete. For the final one, what we're going to do is, starting on the left side, we're once again going to leave a 1, 2 block gap. So on the third block, we're going to place 2 of our dark grey. We're then going to place 1 grey to the right of that, and then to the right of that, 1 dark grey. And once you've done that, it looks something like this. Once again, if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. I know it's kind of shaded because like the sun isn't facing onto it, which is unfortunate, but again, hopefully you can still establish which colours are which. So again, that is the front side of the build, or front side of the legs, complete. Once we've done that, we're now ready to move on to the next step, which is the front side of the body. So let's begin. For the front side of the body, we're going to start off on the left side by placing a pink block, and we're going to do the exact same on the right side. From here, what we're then going to do is grab ourselves a magenta. We're going to build on the left side 1, 2 to the left using magenta, 1 pink, and then 1 magenta. On the right side, exact same logic applies. We're going to place 2 magenta, 1 pink, and then 1 magenta, and essentially this is marking out where the hands are going to go. We're not going to worry about them for now, but we'll come back to that later on in the build. For now, we're just going to continue worrying about the front side of the body. So for the front side of the body, first layer, we've already got this 1 pink. Next to this, we're going to place 6 white, and then it will link up to the right side where there should already be that 1 block of pink. If you do have this little, I can't tell if it's actually doing it on this block, I think it is, but there'll be occasionally like a little thing where there's like a little gap in between the blocks. The easiest way to fix that is just to cut it and then move it slightly over, and it aligns just perfectly. I don't know if it's like a bug, it's a weird feature nonetheless, but again, it can be easily fixed if you have a little gap by just cutting it and then moving it slightly over. So for the second layer now of the body, once again the body's 14 tall, the second layer is going to be 1 pink, and then 6 white, and 1 pink. So again, exact same as the previous layer. The third layer now is going to be 1 grey. So 1 grey. We're then going to have 6 light grey and 1 grey. So again, let me get the 6 light grey in the middle, and that will be our third layer. So that is the third layer. Fourth layer now is going to be 1 pink. Similar to before, 6 white, and then 1 pink to finish up the layer. So again, that is our fourth layer. Every layer I'm backing up just to give you guys an opportunity to pause the video if you need to do so. For the next layer, which is our fifth layer, we are going to place 1 pink. We are then going to place 2 white, 2 black concrete. So again, got to pop over to the colour palette. 2 of our black blocks. I keep on saying concrete. That's of course in reference to a different game. Next to that, we're going to place 2 white, and then to wrap it up, we're going to place 1 pink. So again, that is the fifth layer. For the sixth layer now, we are going to place 1 pink. We're then going to place 1 white, 2 black, 1 dark grey. So let me grab a dark grey. 1 dark grey, 1 black, 1 white, and 1 pink. Whoops, placed that really badly. There we go. So again, if I back up, that is the 6th layer. For the 7th layer now, we are going to place 1 pink. We're then going to place 1 white, 1 black, 2 white, 1 black, 1 white, and 1 pink. So again, that's what that layer looks like. To cap that off, we're going to place 1 pink, 6 white, and 1 pink. For the next layer, the 10th layer, I believe, we are going to place 1 pink, 1 grey, so 1 grey, 4 light grey. So again, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 grey. And then to wrap it up, 1 pink. So again, if I back up, this is currently what it should be looking like. Try and finish this up quickly before it goes dark. So the next layer is going to be 1 pink. We're then going to place 6 white. And then 1 pink. Again, you can see that kind of little visual thing there. Just move it slightly over. If it still doesn't do it, move the one over to next to it to the side again. After that, we're going to repeat that one more time. So that is 1 pink, 6 white. And that kind of bug almost only happens when you're placing fast. So again, that's something else to consider. So again, that's 1 pink, 6 white, 1 pink. For the 12th layer now, I believe this is, we're going to place 1 pink. Sorry, place a second pink, 4 white, and then 2 pink. Second to last layer, the 13th layer, we're going to place 8 blocks of pink. And then for the 14th and final layer, we're going to place 2 pink. We're then going to grab ourselves our magenta and place 4 magenta. I appreciate it is getting super dark. And then 2 pink. So again, that is, if I back up now, once I fix this block right there, that is the front side of the body. So again, I'm going to pause the video here, wait for it to get a little bit brighter, and then we'll come back and continue. Okay, so as you can see, it's a little bit lighter now. Hopefully you can see the build a little bit easier if you couldn't before. So we're going to continue as before. What we're going to do is start off by adding the 3D effects to the front side of the body, and then we're going to work a bit on the arms. So starting off, we're going to grab ourselves our grey block. We're going to come to the top left corner, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grey blocks on both the left side and the right side. So again, left side and right side, we're going to do a pillar of 5 grey blocks, and that's going to link into the back bling, which we'll get to later on in the video. But for now, that is the front side of the body complete. Once again, that is a 14 by 8 area, and if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. So what we're going to do now is start working on the arms. So the arms are going to be 14 tall, 4 blocks wide. First layer is already done. If you haven't, come to the 15th layer of the build, you go 4 blocks to the left, and you do that on the right side as well. And from now, left side to right, it's 1 magenta, 1 pink, and 2 magenta. The second layer is going to be 2 magenta, 1 pink, and 1 magenta. And then we're going to do 2 more layers of magenta. So that's 1 and 2. So that's 4 layers done so far. We're then going to head over to the right side, and I'll explain in a second why. First layer again is 2 magenta, 1 pink, 1 magenta. Second layer is going to be 1 magenta, 1 pink, and 2 magenta. Third and fourth layer, again, 4 magenta, nice and simple. And then just like on the other side, we're going to leave it there. So the reason we're going to leave it there is because the remaining 10 layers on both sides is going to be solid pink. So once again, what this means is I'm going to kind of speed up the video, and we'll jump to when that's done. But for now, you just want to do 10 layers of solid for pink. Okie dokie, so as you can see there, that is both of the arms complete. Once again, that's 4 layers of magenta and 10 layers of pink. Starting off on the left side, we're now going to add some 3D effects. So on the 4th layer, we are going to place in front of the layer 2 magenta. We're then going to need our purple block. So we're going to place 1 purple and then 1 block of magenta. On the right side, exact same applies. So from left to right, we're going to place 1 magenta. Then going to grab our purple. We place 1 purple and then 2 magenta. And that is the right side complete. Now, we're going to add one more effect on the left side. It's going to be in line with this 5th or bottom row of the grey right here. So starting from left to right, we're going to place 2 magenta. We're then going to place 1 purple. And then we're going to place 1 magenta. And it links up, as I said, with the grey. And it gives you a little 3D effect, a little kind of side armband. And that'll make sense later on once we start working on the sides. So that is both of the arms for now, at least the front of both arms, complete. So again, if you want to pause, please feel free to do so. And now what we're going to do is start working on the sides of the legs. So for the side of the legs, we're going to come around to the left side first. We're going to grab a white block, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3 blocks to the left. Now the side of the legs is going to be 14 tall, 4 blocks wide. However, this first row here, that's your 4th row already done and out the way. So don't need to worry about that. Essentially, we're placing 1, 2, 3, and then 4th row, and that gives us our 14 by 4. So the first layer is of course white. The second, third, and 4th layer is going to be magenta. On top of this, we are going to do 10 layers of pink, so we'll worry about that in a second. For now, we're going to head around to the right side, and exact same logic applies. So 3 blocks to the right using white, 3 layers of magenta, and then after that, it's of course 10 layers of pink. So as you can see, it looks like this so far. Once again, going to speed up the video as I fill in the pink, just to save you kind of the boredom of watching me place 10 rows, but it is indeed 3 blocks per row, 10 rows in total. Okay, so once you've done that, we're now ready to start working on the 3D effects. Again, I'm being wary of the time of day in game, but we should have enough time to get out the way done. So we're going to start off by coming to the left side. In line with this dark grey here, on the left side, we're going to place one dark grey. We're then going to place one normal grey, and then two dark grey. So again, if I back up, it should look like this. Above this 2-block gap, there's this next layer. We're once again going to place one grey, one dark grey, two grey, and then another dark grey. So again, that's on the 10th layer. So this one will be on the 7th layer. So from a side angle, it looks something like this. So that's the left side. Heading around to the right side, slightly different. We're going to start off on the 3rd layer. On the left side, we're going to place one dark grey, leave a 1-block gap, and place two dark grey. In that 1-block gap, we're going to place a normal grey. So that is the 1st layer. For the next step, we're going to come to this section here. So there's a 3-block tool area. We're going to grab a dark grey, and in line with the bottom layer, we're going to place two dark grey, one grey, and one dark grey. On the left side of the dark grey, we're going to go up 1, 2. Whoops, don't want to do that. And 2, there we go. And then we're going to extend 1 block to the right using the grey, and then 2 blocks to the right using dark grey. And if I back up, it should now look something like that. So again, it's in line. It matches up in sync with the side of the front. And again, this is what it looks like kind of head on, and from a corner angle like that. So again, apologies, trying to give you as best view as possible. First person doesn't make that the easiest. Again, it is slightly starting to get dark, so I will pause the video and I'll be back when it is a bit brighter. So continuing now, the next step we're going to work on is the sides of the arms. But before we do that, what we're going to want to do is go around to the rear of the arms, and on the bottom layer of these hands, this part here, so the layer that includes magenta and pink, we're going to bring it back 3 blocks all the way across. And what this is going to give us is a 4x4 platform. So as you can see from below, that is your 4x4 platform. It's important because otherwise you're going to have holes in the bottom of the hands. It's as simple as that. If you don't do this, once you build the other sides, you're going to have gaps in the bottom, and it's not ideal. So that's why we're doing that. We're getting it out the way. It gives us a 4x4 platform, and also gives us somewhere we can build from when we're working on these sides of the arms. So if we look at it currently, it should look like this. It's essentially a backwards L shape, but of course in principle it is 14x4. Of course the 4th block, just like the legs, is already done, so we're only placing 3 blocks per layer. So nice and simple. The first 4 layers is going to consist of magenta. So again, that's solid magenta. However, on the 3rd layer, what you can do, and it's optional, is delete the 2nd and 3rd block and replace it with 2 pink. We would of course use a skin tone, but there isn't any in the game at the moment, so for now we're just going to use 2 pink. Now in terms of the 3D effect, what we're also going to do is on the 4th layer place 4 magenta like that, and then for the remaining 10 blocks of this layer we're going to be using pink, but we'll get to that in a minute, again because I don't want to be wasting any of your time. Heading around to the other side, same logic applies. First 4 layers is going to be magenta. If you did include the 2 pink on the other side, make sure to include the 2 pink on this side. So that's on the 2nd and 3rd block on the 3rd layer. And just like before, make sure to place a row of 4 as a 3D effect on your 4th layer. So again, as I said, the remaining 10 blocks for the arms is going to be out of pink. So once again, I'm going to fill that in. Okay, so as you can see, I've filled in both arms, so it's 10 layers of pink on both the left side and the right side. Sticking with the left side, what we are going to do is we're going to add a 3D effect in line with this layer just here. So in line with it, starting from right to left, we're going to place 1 magenta, 1 purple, and then 2 magenta. Now we're not going to do this on the right side is just plain, so that is what the left side looks like. Once again, that's 14x4, and then the left side again is 14x4 but doesn't have that 3D effect at the top of the arm. So it's just plain, just has the basic 3D effect at the bottom. So right now, if you back up from a corner angle, the statue slash house slash creation slash build slash whatever you want to call it should be looking like this, and it should be looking really, really awesome. What we're going to work on now is we're going to head round to the rear side of the build and essentially patch everything together, because as you can see it's a bit lacking at the moment. So that's what we're going to work on. We're going to start off at the bottom with the rear side of the legs. The rear side of the legs is going to be a 12 by 8, however left side and right side already has a layer done, so we're only placing 6 blocks linking both sides together. So let's get started. First off, what we're going to do is we're going to place a layer of white blocks. So the first layer is going to be, again, white blocks. Second, third, and fourth layers are going to be magenta. So again, that's 1 layer of white blocks, 3 layers of magenta, and you've probably guessed it already, but the remaining layers for the rear side of the legs is going to be pink. So again, that's 10 layers of pink. Once again, I'm going to build them now. Okay, so as you can see, that's what it looks like. That is your 10 layers of pink. What we're going to do now, again quickly before the sun sets, is we are going to be adding the 3D effects, kind of wrapping them around and linking it all together. So we're going to start off at the bottom left corner on the third layer, and on the first block we're going to place 2 dark grey, 1 grey, and 1 dark grey. Above this, we're going to leave a 3 block gap. We're then going to place 1 dark grey, 1 grey, and, 2 grey, so a second grey, and then we'll place 1 dark grey. From here, we're going to go up diagonal to the right. We're going to place 2 dark grey, 1 grey, and 1 dark grey. So again, currently, should look like this. We're then going back to the left side here, going to start bridging up, so we go up diagonal to the left, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3 to the left using dark grey. The final step is going back to the right side. In line with this one on the right side, we're going to place 2 dark grey. We're then going to place 1 grey and 1 dark grey. And once you've done that, it should end up looking something like this. Once again, that's a 14 by 8 area. And the 3D effects, 3 on the left side and 2 on the right side. For the next stage, we're going to be moving on to the rear side of the body. The rear side of the body is once again a 14 by 8. The good news, and I guess somewhat the bad news, is it's very, very plain, but very easy to do. So, the first layer is going to be 8 blocks of pink, so a solid layer of pink. The second layer now is going to be a solid layer of dark grey. So again, the second layer is going to be 8 blocks of dark grey. The remaining 12 layers is going to be pink, so that's going to be all the way up until the top. It's going to be a solid square slash, or should I say rectangle of pink. And then what we're going to do is add the back bling over it. Now, of course, the back bling is optional. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but for now, again, it's the task of filling in all the pink. Okay, so as you can see, that is the square slash, I don't know why I keep on saying square, rectangle, that's the one, solid out of pink. Now, of course, that's 1 layer of pink, 1 layer of dark grey, and 12 layers of pink. Now, what we're going to quickly try and do is the little back bling. So for this, you're going to need your dark grey, and you're going to need grey. This is, again, optional. You don't have to add this if you don't want to, but we're going to be building the little bow that goes on the rear of the Cuddle Team Leader. So we're going to place, starting at the top left corner, 3 dark grey, leave a 2 block gap, and place 3 dark grey. Underneath this, we are going to leave a 1 block gap on the left side. We're going to place 1 dark grey. We are then going to grab ourselves a normal grey. So we're going to place 1 normal grey, 2 dark grey, 1 normal grey, and 1 dark grey. So again, there's a 1 block gap, grey, dark grey, grey, 2 dark grey, grey, dark grey, and a 1 block gap. The next layer, once again, we're going to leave a 1 block gap. This time we're going to place a 2 section of dark grey. We're then going to place 2 grey and 2 dark grey. The next layer underneath that, we're going to leave a 2 block gap this time. We're going to place 2 dark grey, 1 grey, and 1 dark grey, and once again there'll be a 2 block gap on either side. For the next layer, we're going to leave a 1 block gap. We're then going to place 1 grey, so 1 dark grey, and then we'll place 5 more, so it's going to be a solid layer of 6 grey, and there'll be a 1 block gap either side. Underneath this, we're going to start on the left side. We're going to place 3 dark grey, 1 grey, and 4 dark grey. So again, backing up so you can see, that is what it should look like so far. Second to last layer now, we are going to leave a 1 block gap. We're going to place 1 grey, 1 dark grey, leave a 2 block gap, 1 dark grey, and 1 grey. And then for the final layer, underneath each of the greys, we're going to place a dark grey. And once you've done that, it ends up looking something like this. Again, you don't have to add it if you don't want to. I appreciate it is kind of a bit plain, a bit flat. It is, of course, just a small 3D effect. It's not an actual physical bow where it loops out. So again, if you want to add it, feel free. If you don't, again, that's up to you. For the next step, once we've got that out the way, we're going to start working on the rear side of the arms. We're going to start on this one first. Just like before, the first block of each layer is done. We're placing 3 blocks per layer. First 4 layers is going to consist of magenta, so that's 3 blocks of magenta for each layer. And on top of that, we are going to do 10 layers of pink. Before we do that, on the 4th layer, we're going to place 1 magenta. We're then going to grab ourselves a purple, really trying to get this done before it goes dark. So 1 purple, 2 magenta, and then that is the 3D effect on that side. Again, the remaining 10 layers is going to be pink. On the right side, exact same applies. So we're going to be doing 4 layers of magenta, so the first layer plus 3 additional layers, and then for the top 3D effect, on the 4th layer we're going to do 2 magenta, 1 purple, and then 1 magenta. And with that said, as night dawns, I'm going to go ahead and fill in all the rest of the pink, and then we'll be back in a second. Alrighty, so for the head, what we're going to do, and actually something I should probably mention before we do that, is I did indeed actually fill in the shoulders as well. So the shoulders are 16 wide and 4 blocks thick, and they're also out of solid pink. What I'll also do quickly before doing the head is a quick fly around, just as an opportunity for anyone that may have got lost, may have got dropped behind a bit, I don't know, may have something that's gone a tiny bit wrong, a tiny bit off the schedule, not to plan, then this is an opportunity for you to pause and catch up. Now of course it's not ideal because the character model is in the way, so it's kind of having to be at the side, but I will do kind of a little flyby with all the measurements. So starting off with the legs, we have the front side legs. That is a 14 tall by 8 wide area. Once again, feel free to pause at any point you feel necessary. Moving on up with the front side of the body, that's a 14 by 8, with the front side of each arm, which is a 14 by 4. Coming round to the left side, we have the left side of the leg, that's a 14 by 4, underside of the left hand, 4 by 4, and left side of the arm, 14 by 4. Coming round to the right side, we have the right side of the leg, that is once again a 14 by 4, with the underside of the right hand, a 4 by 4, and then the right side of the arm, 14 by 4. Coming round to the rear side with the rear side of the legs, that's a 14 by 8. With the rear side of the body, 14 by 8, and the rear side of each arm, 14 by 4. Once again, as I mentioned before, that's the shoulders, that is 16 wide and 4 blocks thick. So with that in mind, let's get straight into building the head. The head is going to be 10 blocks tall, 8 blocks wide, and 8 blocks thick, and is mainly going to be out of pink. So we're going to start off at the front left corner, so come to the front shoulder, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th block, place a pink, and bring it 2 blocks forwards. On the right side, exact same logic applies, just to save a bit of time, it's going to be in line with the grey if you've done things correctly, so again, extend it forwards like that. What we're then going to do is if you've done it again correctly, there should be a 6 block gap in between, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, join them together, left side to right side, and that will give you an 8 by 2 overhang on the front side of the head. So again, that's a 8 by 2 overhang. Try not to do what I've done there, which is delete other stuff. And yeah, what we're then going to do is come around to the left side, we're going to expand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to left, exact same on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then link in the middle, just like we did at the front side, by placing 6 in the middle. So that will give you an 8x2 on the front side and an 8x2 on the rear side. So that's the rear side, as you can see. And overall, this is an 8x8 square. So this is going to be the template for the head. So we've got the front side, which is this part here, left side, rear side, and right side. So we're going to start off with the front side first, aka the face. This is the side with the most detail, and therefore will take the most time and effort. We're going to start off by punching out, or should I say replacing, the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th blocks, and we're going to replace them with white. So again, we replace the first 4 blocks on this row with white, and we're going to repeat this row for a second row. So the second row is the exact same, so it's going to consist of 2 pink, 4 white, and 2 pink. So again, if I back up, it should look something like this, and that's the first 2 layers complete. For the third layer now, from left to right, we're going to place 1 white, we're then going to place 1 black, whoops, bit of a mess up there by me, 4 pink, 1 black, and then ultimately 1 white. And we're going to repeat this again for the 4th layer. So the 4th layer is the exact same as the 3rd, so that's 1 white, 1 black, 4 pink, 1 black, and 1 white. For the next layer, the 5th layer, we are going to place 2 white. We're then going to place 4 pink, and then 2 white. So again, backing up, that is the 5th layer. For the 6th layer, we are going to place 2 pink. We're then going to grab ourselves a light grey. We're going to place 1 light grey. And then next to this light grey, we're going to place a further 5 blocks of pink. Now what we're going to do to make this easier is we're going to get the light grey part out the way. So above the light grey, we're going to go up 1, 2, using light grey. We're then going to go to the right 1, up 1, and then up diagonal to the right. Now anything to the side of these blocks is going to be pink. So essentially the next 4 layers is simply anything that's not light grey is going to be pink. So we just fill in all the gaps, and once we've got that done, that is going to be the front side of the face. Now of course there is going to be one small thing that I'm going to add, but I'll explain that in a second once I'm done filling in these blocks. There we go. Again, if you have that issue where you can kind of see the line, just make a slight adjustment to either one that's affected by it, and it should fix it nicely. There we go. So as you can see, it looks like this. What we're going to do to make it look a bit more like Cuddle Team Leader is we are going to, on the second layer, on the 4th and 5th block, we're going to place 2, whoops, not like that. Try not to break the game like I'm doing. We're going to place 2 black, and it ends up giving you an effect that looks like this. So again, a bit more Cuddle Team Leader-esque. So again, that is 10 tall, 8 wide, and that is the front side of the face complete. Again, if you want to pause, please feel free to do so. Now in regards to the other sides, that being the left side, the right side, and the rear side, it's all out of solid pink. So again, I'll be doing a quick montage. However, one thing to bear in mind is this bottom layer here is the kind of outline we're going to follow. So all we're going to do is we're going to follow this outline, and each time we're going to build up 9. So you can see here from this one, 1, whoops, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're going to do that all the way around, so left side, right, rear side, and then eventually right side, and it's going to loop up. We're also going to do it on the top side of the head, so that will be a 8x8 square, and that's again going to be solid pink. So once again, I'm going to cut the video here. I'm going to have a quick montage of filling it all in, just to save a little bit of time, and then we'll be back once we have a solid filled in head. So for the final step of this tutorial, of course, as I've just shown you in this little montage, we've got the left side of the head, so that's a 10x8 of pink, with the rear side of the head, again a 10x8, with the right side, which is once again a 10 by 8, and then the top side of the head, which is a 8 by 8. So with a focus on the top side of the head, that is the last thing we need to do before this tutorial is complete. We're going to start off by coming to the front left corner, going into the second row, and then coming to the fourth and fifth block, and we're going to place 2 pink in the middle, like so. What we're then going to do is we're going to go in a further block, so we're now on the third block in, and we're going to place a pink on the left side. We're going to go up to left twice, down 3 times, so that is 1, 2, 3, and to the right, and it gives you a shape that looks like this. In that gap, we're going to place 2 white, and that is going to be the left ear. On the right side, we do the exact same, so we come to the third block in, we're going to go up 1, we're going to go to the right twice, down 1, 2, 3, to the left 1, and then in the 2 block gap, we're going to place 2 white. And once you've done that, that is the tutorial complete. That is your very own Cuddle Team Leader Statue, house, whatever you want to call it, in Fortnite Creative. Now, of course, in terms of actually turning it into a house, there is, again, the very possible option. You could build a door right in this gap here, or you could just do it around the rear side, anything, whatever you prefer. So you can just punch a hole, that could be a door, and then anything in here you can build with the space. So again, just punch a little hole in the shoulders, and then you've got the whole head area as well, which you could use potentially as like a bedroom, a hub, whatever you want to do. So again, the endless possibilities with this. It's really, really cool. And yeah, apart from that, I really do hope you enjoyed the video itself and the build. If you did, a like would be very much appreciated. And again, if you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload. And if you don't trust YouTube, and frankly, I don't blame you, follow me on Twitter at Gummmyyy Games. All my social media will be in the description as well. And again, I want to kind of slightly discreetly promote it, but my support a creator code, which is GUMMYYY, so Gummy. And yeah, that essentially, whenever you buy something in Fortnite, it doesn't cost you anything extra. It just means every time you buy something, if you use my code on the store, then I get a little few cents here and there, and it just helps me out as a creator, especially one that isn't necessarily able to do it full time normally. So again, I appreciate all the support. If you're into this content, please let me know. I want to see some likes and some comments. Please, again, with this being the first video of this series, I want to know in the comment section below what you want to see, as well as what you thought about the video and what you think I could improve for future. Of course, there's a few things with the game at the moment, with like the day cycles and also the ability to not be able to go into first person, that hopefully will change in the future. But of course, we are at the very start. It's expected. There's a few things that will change, and eventually over time the quality of videos should improve to reflect said changes. But apart from that, I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you very much for watching. Again, really appreciate the support, and until next time, my name has been Tom Gummy, and goodbye. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light